Now, here we are going to start about a data structure unit number 1, and your chapter number 1 is Introduction to Data Structure. So now in this chapter, you are going to learn all the terms which you must know to understand the concept of what? Data structure. Okay. So for you people, you must have to understand all the concepts which are included in this chapter. So that will be helpful throughout the subject. Okay. Now in chapter number 1, your first topic is what? Data management concepts. So now in data management concept, you must have to understand the various terms. Like say for example, our subject name is what? Data structure. So now to understand that particular thing, first you must know what exactly the term data is. Okay. So now, as you know, what we can say data. So data is nothing but it is one kind of raw and unorganized fact that require to be processed to make it meaningful. So what exactly meaning of these terms? Data means what? That is nothing but one kind of raw material. We can say like this. It will be considered as a what? One kind of raw material. Like say for example, if you want to make any product. Okay. So how can you make that product? So now to make that product will require a different kind of materials. So that material is nothing but for our purpose it is what? Data. Okay. Now, but that data we are using to make a particular product. So for our purpose now data will be considered as a what? A raw material. But until you will not do anything with that data, so till up to that particular time, it is not in meaningful information. So now our goal is what? Whatever the data that we are having, that we want to convert into what? Information. So now to convert that particular things into information, so we'll have to do some kind of processing. Like if you want to make a chalk stick. So now what kind of raw material you require a chalk stick? So definitely we'll have to go with a lime and all other things. If you will combine that all the things, and if you will do some kind of processing on that, and then you will get a final output, that is what your chalk stick. Correct? So this is the one just for example point of view. You can understand what exactly the data. Now then another term is what? Information. So information is nothing but it is a what? Set of data. But now this is not a raw data. See, this is a processed data. Okay, so now information is a set of data which is processed in a meaningful way according to the given requirement. Correct? So now whatever the raw material, that means data we are having, we'll do some kind of processing into it, and then it will be converted into what? Information. So now information is processed, structured, or presented in a given context to make it meaningful and useful. So if you will see this particular kind of figure in this PPT, initially we'll have a different kind of data. We'll perform a processing on that all data, and definitely it will be converted into what? Information. So now you must, I hope you understand what exactly the data is and what exactly the information is. Correct? Now another term, that is data type. That is also an important thing. All of you have heard about this data type word, which you have learned in a C language, correct? So now what exactly it indicates? Now the term data and another is what? Types. So we are having a various categories of data, correct? So each and every data that belongs to a particular category. So now what exactly the data type indicates? The data types of a variable determine the kind of data the variable can hold. Now what it means? Now in a C programming, like say for example, you have written one statement like this, integer a. So now a is a what? Variable. So now here you are declaring a one variable a, which having a type what? Integer. It means what? Okay, now this variable a can accommodate only the integer type of data. So now that integer will be considered as a what? Data type. So ultimately that data type indicates what? Like in our variable is what? A. So the data type of a variable that determines the kind of data the variable can hold. So that particular variable can hold which type of data, it is specified by what? Data types. Correct? So now if you'll take the example of C language, it supports two different type of data types. Like the first one is primary data types and another one is what? Derived data types. So you have to understand what exactly the primary data types and derived data types. So if we will talk about a primary data types, so there are fundamentals. These are the fundamental data types in a C. So I hope all of you are aware about all these things. Okay, C is having some built-in data types. By default, in that particular language, that data type is available. So the name like what? Integer, float, character, doubles. These all are the example of a data type that belongs to which category? Primary category. Another category, derived data types. Now, as its name implies, it means what? User will try to derive it. So now whenever we are having a concept of derived data type, so now see here, the derived data types are nothing but primary data type, but a little twisted or grouped together like array, structure, union, and pointer. So these all are the examples of what? Derived data types. But keep in mind one thing, when you are trying to make a derived data types, definitely will have to work with a what? Primary data types. It means what? When you are trying to make or use a derived data types, so that derived data type we can construct with the help of what? Primary data type. So each and every language, like say for example, if you are talking about a Java, so Java is having a built-in set of primary data types, inbuilt. Okay. Similarly, if you will take any language example, so in each and every language, we are having some primary set of data types. Okay. Like here, if you will see, if variable x is declared as an integer, it means what? X can hold only integer values. So every variable which is used in the program must be declared as what data type it is. It means what? In a C programming language, whenever you are using any kind of variable, so before using it, you must have to declare that particular. Okay, you have to specify these particular variables that belongs to which category of data type. Then and then it will able to take the data. Okay, so basically we are having two category of data type: primary data types and derived data types. Correct? Now here our main term, that is what? Data structure. So that I have already explained in the introductory session lectures. So what exactly the data structure is. So now as its name implies, the first term, now all of you are aware what exactly the data. Data is nothing but it is a what? Number of values or items. And another term, that is what? Structure. Structure means what? Format. So whatever the values or items or number of elements that we are having, that we have to store in a particular format. So why we are doing this kind of thing? Okay, if you will do it properly in a specialized format, so it will become too much easy for you people to manage that all data. Like you can easily retrieve, you can easily perform all the operations. So that is why we'll have a concept of what? Data structure. So what exactly the data structure is? So data structure is nothing but it is a specialized format for organizing and storing data in memory that consider not only the elements stored but also their relationship to each other. It means what? Whatever the element that you are going to store. Now here we are having term memory. Memory means what? Your primary memory. That is what? RAM. Like if suppose you are trying to you have written a one C program. Okay, like addition of two numbers. So what we have to do? We'll have to take the two numbers from a user. Like say for example, you are having two variable A and B. So you must have to take the value from a user, like value of A and value of B. So once you will at a runtime when you are taking the values, so we'll have to preserve at some place. So that is nothing but that is what your primary memory. That is what RAM. So how you will arrange that or store that data in a memory? So if you will store it randomly, so it will become too much difficult to manage. But if you will follow some data structure, so it will become too much easy to manage that data and you can easily retrieve it. Correct? So in a general term, what we can say, a data structure is nothing but it is a collection of data values, not only collection, the relationship amongst them, how that all values are related to each other, and a function and operation that can be applied to the data. It means what? Like, what kind of operation you can perform on a data. So we'll have a one topic that you can perform the various kind of operation on each data structure. Correct? So a data structure is nothing but it is a collection of data values, the relationship among them, and the function or operation that can be applied to the data. Now, so I hope all of you now understand what exactly the data structure is. Now the classification of data structure. So data structure are normally divided into two broad categories. The first one is primitive data structure and another one, that is what? Non-primitive data structure. So now if you will observe this figure, correct? If you will see this figure, so you can understand very easily. Like data structure will classify into two categories, primitive data structure and non-primitive data. So now you can understand primitive is nothing but predefined. So if you will take the example of C language, so which are the primitive data structure like integer, character, float, pointers, that all are the example which belongs to what? Primitive data structure. Now another category, that is non-primitive data structure. So if we are talking about a non-primitive data structure, that is nothing but our derived data structure, derived data types, correct? So we can take the example, it is divided into two categories. One is array and another is what? List. So now if we are talking about an array, so it's having three types: single dimension, two dimension, multi-dimension. If we are talking about a list category, so in list category, we are having two list kind of category, linear and non-linear. And if you will take the example of linear category, so we are having stack, queue and linked list. And non-linear category is having two example, tree and graph. So this is the classification of what? Data structure. So if you will understand this scenario, so ultimately this is your whole syllabus. Okay, here right now we are discussing a first chapter, that is introduction to data structure. Then we'll start the chapter of array. Then from a chapter number 3, our linear data structure will start, in which our third chapter is what? Stack. Chapter number 4 is queue. Chapter number 5th is linked list. Chapter number 6 is tree. Chapter number 7 is what? Graph. And then after we are having two more chapter. One is hashing and file structure, and another is what? Then after we are having a chapter based on sorting and searching. So this is about the classification of what? Data structure. Now first we'll see here. If you will see here, that is first category of data structure is what? Primitive data. So now you can see primitive data structure are nothing but that is a basic data structure that are directly operate upon the machine instruction. It means what? That is predefined data type like integer, floating point numbers, character constants, string constants and pointer, that all are come under this category. So primitive is nothing but that is predefined. If you are taking the example of C language, so C language is having a built-in primitive data type. Predefined, built-in, primitive, these all are the same things, correct? Now, if you are talking about a non-primitive data structure, so these are the more sophisticated data structure. Like say, for example, the data structure that are derived from primitive data structure are called non-primitive data structure. Like earlier we have discussed about a word, like primary and derived. So primitive is primary, and another category that is non-primitive is nothing but that is your derived data type. So the data structure that are derived from the primitive data structure are called what? Non-primitive data structure. Okay, they emphasize on grouping same or different data items with a relationship between each data item. Okay, so now here we'll have a one kind of group of data. Like if you will take the example of array. So array is having a what? Array is nothing but it's having a set of data, but that all are having a what? Same type. Like you can take array, list and file are come under non-primitive data structure. So basically it is bifurcated into two categories, primitive data structure and non-primitive data structure. Now, if we are talking about a non-primitive data structure. So in case of non-primitive data structure, it is divided into two categories. The first one, that is linear data structure, and another one is what? Non-linear data structure, correct? Now first category, that is what? Linear data structure. So now I have already conveyed this about a linear data structure in an introductory lecture. Now see here, the data structure in which elements are going to be arranged in a proper sequence is known as a what? Linear data structure. It means what? Now if we are talking about a linear data structure, so whatever the elements that we are having, that will be arranged in a proper sequence. So now linear data structure are very easy to implement, since the memory of the computer is also organized in a linear fashion. If we are taking about the example of your RAM, so we'll have one set of address which are assigned to each and every location. So if we are talking about the examples of linear data structure, so that you already know, like array, stack, queue, linked list, that all are belongs to which kind of structure? Linear data structure. So now in all these categories, stack, queue, linked list, all the elements that you are going to store, it will be stored in a proper format. Now, if you are talking about a non-linear data structure, so this is totally some different than a what linear data structure. Like in case of linear data structure, all the elements are going to be arranged in a proper sequence. So here we are not going to maintain any kind of sequence. Now in this category, what we are trying to do in a non-linear data structure, the data structure in which elements are going to be arranged in a hierarchical manner, like parent-child, that I already explained through one figure in case of introductory lecture, correct? So now in this case, we are having one kind of, now you people are aware about the example of non-linear data structure, okay? Like tree and graph, that both are belongs to what? Non-linear data structure, correct? So now you can understand the figure of tree. Like one root node is there, then after that root is having a number of child nodes, even though that child is having a one more sub-child. So in case of non-linear data structure, we can say like that your data elements are not arranged in a sequential structure. We are not going to manage any kind of sequence. Here we are going to manage one hierarchy. Hierarchy means what? Like if you will take an example of any organization, like in a bank, the root or main person is what? Manager. Under manager, manager is having 2 or 3 under officers, and under the officers we are having a number of clerks, and under the clerks we are having a number of what? Substaff. Okay, so we'll have to maintain a structure or hierarchy like parent child. So that all are belongs to what? Non-linear data structure, correct? So you must know the difference between, because in your syllabus you are going to learn only the concept of linear and non-linear. So in linear we are having a concept of what? Array, stack, queue and linked list, and in non-linear, so we are having a tree and graph. So as we have mentioned here, all the data structure on which we'll have a one whole chapter. Like if you will take an example of stack, so we are going to discuss everything. We are having the whole chapter on a what? Stack. Similar way queue, similar way linked list, similar way tree, similar way graph. Correct? So now it might be possible you require a what? In an exam, the question will be like this: the difference between a what? Linear and non-linear data structure. Correct? So now you know the definition. Obviously, when you are trying to differentiate two things, so first we'll mention a what? Difference. Okay, so in a linear data structure, data elements are arranged in a linear order. Linear order means what? In a proper sequence where each and every elements are attached to its previous and next adjacent. In a non-linear data structure, data elements are attached in a hierarchical manner. Okay, so this is about the definition. Okay, now in case of linear data structure, elements are arranged in a sequence, while in case of non-linear data structure, elements are arranged in a hierarchical. Like in a linear data structure, single level is involved, where in a non-linear data structure, multiple levels are involved. Like in case of hierarchical level, we are having a multiple levels, while in case of linear data structure, all data will be considered at the same level. It's now if you are talking about a linear data structure, its implementation is easy as compared to the what? Non-linear data structure. While in case of non-linear data structure, its implementation is somewhat complex as compared to what? Linear data structure. In a linear data structure, memory is not utilized in an efficient way. While in a non-linear data structure, memory is utilized in an efficient way. Now, then after you can mention all the example, like you can take the example of linear data structure are what? Array, stack, queue and linked list, correct? While if we are talking about a non-linear data structure, we are having an example of what? Tree and graph. Then you can also mention the application which we can use for a linear. The application of linear data structure are mainly that we are using for a software development. An application of non-linear data structure are what? Artificial intelligence and image processing. Here we are mentioning only one or two. There are a lot many examples of application in which you can either use a linear data structure or non-linear data structure. So you should, I hope now you can understand what exactly the difference between what? Linear and non-linear data structure, correct? So now we are up to this, we are keeping in this video, okay? Now still some topics are remaining in a unit number 1, which are based on the analysis, performance analysis and measurement that we will cover in a next video. Okay, thank you.